This is a video of Charlie Kirk speaking to a college student who claims that Israel did in fact kill JFK.
Hey Charlie, so I agree with a lot of your takes regarding black crime, women, and like the LGBTQ community. Uh,
It's all right. You're good.
yeah, okay. So I wanted to get like some insight and perspective on what you think of the JFK assassination and why Israel is like kind of tied to it a lot.
Yeah, so there's really no evidence Israel's tied to it. I mean, the fact Mossad is mentioned in the JFK files doesn't mean Israel's tied to it. I actually don't believe it was Lee Harvey Oswald that acted alone. I think it's much more likely that it was Cuban intelligence and our own government that killed JFK for multiple reasons. And I believe there was a second shooter. Could go through all the reasons as to why, but I think it defies logic that Lee Harvey Oswald, who was a notoriously bad shot, somehow found himself all the way up in the, the fourth floor or the fifth floor of the Texas School Book Depository, right as that motorcade was flying in a single bolt action rifle, being able to administer, I think it was 3 shots in 5 seconds with lethal precision, even though we all saw with our lying eyes in the Zapruder film, John F. Kennedy's head go back and to the left. If there are 2 shooters, that means that the Warren Commission, which was the official report on the JFK assassination, was fraudulent and was faulty. And we know from dozens of eyewitnesses and many first-person accounts that the thing called the Grassy Knoll, which is right there, which you all can visit in downtown Dallas, that there was activity there. They wouldn't allow people up there. People heard gunshots from there. If it wasn't for the Zapruder film, all this would just be hearsay. So I believe there were 2 shooters, but I think it's a much more likely explanation that our own government was either involved or aware, and Cuban intelligence also very much wanted JFK dead.
So do you not think it was a coincidence that Zapruder was Jewish and Jacob Rubinstein was Jewish as well?
Well, so, okay, I actually didn't even know Zapruder was Jewish, but why was that matter? And then if the video came out, how does that help or weaken the cause?
It's not like a flat-out statement. It's just like something to think about. Like, Israel's always tied to these type of events, so...
Yeah, I would push that. I would push back a little bit on that. It's fine. It's a fair question. By the way, the way you get more anti-Semitism is by booing people that have questions like that. So we need to just talk about it. Again, in the JFK files, Mossad is mentioned. One of the reasons why Mossad is mentioned so much is that they're just a very good intelligence operation. It was not mentioned as if they were tied or that they knew about it or that they were involved. Again, I think the best reading of what happened there is who wanted JFK dead the most. Again, a lot of people said Israel wanted JFK dead. I'd love to hear that argument. But definitely Lyndon Baines Johnson and parts of our own government and the Cubans wanted him dead. And who actually made it happen? There were like 15 or 20 things that happened that day that were inexcusable. They changed the parade route. He rode in an open-air convertible. LBJ decided not to ride alongside of him. The vehicle slowed down right when it went by the Texas School Book Depository. A lot there, right? And then, again, I think that all of us are smarter to believe that it was simply Lee Harvey Oswald. The more important question is not, oh, who did it? We have to first acknowledge it, that more than one person did it. Yeah. Once we acknowledge that more than one person did it, then we can expose our government to have lied to us about the JFK assassination, which then I think will sober a lot of us about trusting the government in the future.
One more question. When do you think the Epstein files will be released?
Man, you're speaking my language. I think the Epstein files need to be released yesterday. Okay. We need to know every single person and get the Epstein client list out immediately. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
What's interesting is since the 7th of October, lots of conspiracies such as this one where a lot of people on TikTok and college campuses have decided to claim that Israel killed JFK when there's like this evidence vacuum. Where is the proof? If it's not a statement, but it's something to think about, I think that this kind of falls into like what the idea of a conspiracy theory is, so much so that now that Israel is in the conversation of, committing a genocide against the Palestinians in Gaza and running an apartheid state and open air prison, and that they're racist and that they discriminate, and that, you see all of this footage now of like literal imam radical Muslims with their ideologies trying to basically say that people need to annihilate Jews and Christians. So it's so easy right now to be able to just fall into this trap of like, hold on a second, Israel's been committing this genocide for 75 plus years against the Palestinians in Gaza. Holy moly. Osama bin Laden actually wrote this letter, and people in America who used to actually mourn during 9/11 have actually gone to a public platform to basically say that they forgive Osama bin Laden, that what he did was for the good. And these same people are claiming that Israel killed JFK without any proof. It's crazy to me to think that some of the people I went to college with would stand for a moment of silence or post something on social media back in the day for 9/11 to mourn what happened, because we all know what happened. And then later in life come across this period of time where they've hijacked this humanitarian crisis in a place in the world that they've never been to or don't know much about, but it's so easy to scapegoat against the Jewish people because it always has been. And they uncover, they expose, and they display and portray this absolute fierce aggression and animosity towards Jews, Israel, the Jewish state, and then come up with these claims because it seems to make so much sense now that they're focused on Israel, now that they're focused on what's going on in Israel and Palestine. It's more of a psychological effect versus a logical one. This is why I continue to say that these people are overly emotional, underly informed. Meanwhile, at the beginning of this video, this kid literally said the LGBTQT community. I think it says it all. Thank you so much for all your support. I'll see you next time. If you want to continue the conversation, you can support my work for free. Discord does not cost a thing. It is the best way to connect with me and others who are seeking the truth. The link is in the description. But if you want to take it one step further, my Patreon gives you access to the Israel you don't see, uncovering the untold stories of what mainstream media does not show you. The link is in the description, and it helps me to continue this work. Or if you're just looking to help this thing go, PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee is a really easy way to support me. This channel, this work does not happen without all of you. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you next time.